Hello folks, this is an introductory video to the web application Wealth Analytica. While a detailed video on the scope and features of Wealth Analytica was covered earlier, the present video would cover the nuances of the web application itself. This app aims to make various analytical tools available to the masses to enable optimization of the investment process. The app has two main functionalities, namely the analytics engine and the portfolio tracker. Analytics engine provides three different tools towards picking the right stocks for investment based on their performance over the past 5 years. These three tools are diversification checker, the risk return checker, and the portfolio optimizer. This is assuming that a shortlist has already been prepared by the user from the broader marketplace based on sound fundamental analysis and technical analysis. The second functionality of the app is portfolio tracker. Portfolio tracker facilitates a single point window to your portfolio. The tracker needs to be updated for the first time with all your buys. No special permissions or accesses are mandated, thereby alleviating all or any privacy concerns. This functionality also includes new asset classes like the cryptocurrencies. So now let me quickly navigate you through this web app. You would have to start by feeding in your credentials. If you have not registered yourself for the first time, you would have to go up and create a login ID and password for yourself. Login ID would normally be your email ID. Once you have done that, come back to the login page, enter your credentials. The password. Here you go. This opens up the home page for you. The home page basically includes the indices of stocks, namely Sensex and Nifty of India, the top 5 cryptocurrencies as shown, and the Boolean indices. Now the Boolean indices, the values of gold and silver shown are the feeds which are taken from Yahoo Finance and would be an approximate value and may not be the exact value of the gold and silver of the day. I forgot to mention earlier, the login could also be achieved through your Gmail ID or through your Facebook login ID. The two main functionalities of Wealth Analytica are shown here, the analytics as well as the portfolio tracker. The same are also available on the left panel, My Portfolio and Get Analytics Engine. So let's get started with the analytics functionality. Let me run you through the various tools of analytics. This is the analytics page, and you could see there are three buttons, namely the risk return cherry picker, which is nothing but the risk return checker, which can be used to check the risk versus return continuum of the various stocks that you're considering. Then there is diversification checker, where you're trying to understand the correlation between the various stocks that you have picked. And finally, the portfolio optimizer, as in how would you do optimize investing from a basket of shares? So let's start with the diversification checker. Let's pick up a number of stocks from which we would on which we would want to do the studies. Let us see which are the ones we need to pick up. Let's probably start with Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries, it's an evergreen stock. So we pick up Reliance Industries, add it. Next, probably we should consider Tata Motors. I mean, I'm just doing random picking of stocks. You could try from your basket. The results will be totally different based on what these stocks have been doing in the past. Now we come to Tata Elxsi. Yes, Tata Elxsi has been doing wonderfully well over the past 2 years. Let's see what Tata Elxsi is up to. Tata Elxsi. Let's consider probably a banking stock, ICICI. So here goes ICICI add. We have four of them now. Let's pick up three more. Let's consider Vedanta, metal stock. Okay, Vedanta. Vedanta. There have been lots of calls on Vedanta. Let's see how Vedanta fares. So there are five now. Pick up one more motor stock, maybe Ashok Leyland. Yes, just do Ashok Leyland. Ashok Leyland. Yes, and we have six of them now. Yes, let's pick one more. What say? Let's pick Menon Bearings. It's a small cap stock. Was in news recently for good results. So let's pick Menon Bearings. So now we have seven of these stocks added. Let's run the diversification checker. The diversification checker gives an heat map as a result, which basically brings out the correlation between the various stocks. Our idea should be to have minimal correlation between the stocks that we are putting into a basket, so that all of them don't go into the same direction of the market, right? So now we have the correlation heat map in front of us. Let's see. Well, these are all non-correlated stocks. The highest correlation that I can see here is 0.51 between Tata Motors and Ashok Leyland. Yes, both are in the car industry, and yes, car and truck industry, and yes, there is bound to be correlation. But then 0.51 is not at all a high correlation. You can have both of this also into your basket. So now we have done the preliminary correlation checks, that is diversification checks between the basket of seven shares that we considered, and we have the results. Well, not much of correlation. Probably you can avoid one of the stocks, Tata Motors and Ashok Leyland, and go in for the next check. So now let's consider the next tool, which is the risk return cherry picker. We have the seven stocks added. We going for the risk return cherry picker. Let's wait for the results. Yes, and we have the result here. We have the result. Yes, so we have the result. As you can see, the various stocks that we considered are given in a tabular format with the average and volatility columns. Average is nothing but the return average, and volatility is nothing but the risk. That is how much the stock prices vary over a period of time. The same has also been plotted on X and Y axis. As you can see, the lowest volatility as far as the stocks are considered is displayed by Reliance. It is the lowest volatility, and the highest volatility has been shown by Tata Motors. And the highest return is given by Tata LXI. It's got some medium volatility as well. So from this chart, we could right away eliminate Tata Motors because it's got the least results, least returns, and the highest volatility. We could probably keep Tata LXI. We could keep ICICI Bank, which is the second least volatility and the second highest return, and Tata LXI. So these three we could have into a basket from this study. The call can be taken by us. This chart can also be downloaded and seen separately. So we have this same seven stocks in the basket. We are going for the final tool, which is the portfolio optimizer. Now you have these seven stocks in the basket, and you need to home on to few of them which would fit your budget. Now supposingly I have a spare cash available. Say I have 1,50,000 rupees. I got a Diwali bonus. I have 1,50,000. How do I optimally invest this money? From the broader marketplace, I homed on to these seven stocks. Now these seven stocks, I'm going to run an optimizer. So let's go ahead and run the portfolio optimizer. And yes, we have the results here. So the expected annual return from these three stocks, if we buy in this particular ratio, would be about 26%, and the volatility is about 28%. So what the optimizer recommends is we should buy 12 shares of Tata Elxsi, 26 shares of ICICI Bank, and 10 shares of Reliance Industries. And from 1,50,000, we would be left with a balance amount of 2,079.90 rupees. So this was a final tool, and if we use these tools, we could have a more optimized investment process. Now let's look at the next functionality of Wealth Analytica, namely the portfolio tracker. We click on the portfolio tracker. The various asset classes in the portfolio tracker are shown. There are 8 asset classes: equities, bullion, mutual funds, crypto, fixed income instruments, real estate, loan, and others. The net worth as of now is shown as 0, as the values are yet to be fed in. So let's take one by one and start feeding in our uh, data into the various asset classes so as to populate our portfolio. Let's take up equities as the first instance. There are two ways in which stocks can be fed into the equities portfolio. One is to add one by one, and one is to add a mass upload using an Excel file. We'll see both. Let's take the first instance, add new. Let's go with my favorite stock, say Tata Elxsi. We select the investment date. Let's go for a date during the COVID lows. Let's go for 13th of May. Okay. The price of that date is automatically taken from the market. We put in the quantity, say 100 stocks, charges. You can either go in for the actual charges of the DP, or you can put a 0. Save it. We have Tata Elxsi, we have the invested amount and the current amount, and what is the percentage increase. Everything is shown here. Additionally, the chart of the pricing of Tata Elxsi is also shown. It's available at a click over the various time horizons. Now let us look at the mass upload option. For mass upload, we need to have the data available in a particular format. Now what is shown here is the crypto chart. Similarly, equities chart is also required in a particular format, so that is available here, and it is available for download. So you can download the sample, update the sheet, and thereafter upload it. So let's add this Excel file, which is already available with me. There are two stocks in this Excel file. They are basically Tata Consultancy Services and Bajaj Finance. It's the file is there on my desktop. So I select the file and I do an upload. So now those two stocks should also get added to my portfolio. Here it is. So we have Tata Consultancy and Bajaj Finance. Okay. So as you can see, presently I am in a loss. I am at a loss with respect to Tata Consultancy Services. The other two stocks in my portfolio are in the green. So that's all with equities. Let's go back to my portfolio. My net worth has been updated now with the value of the stocks in my portfolio. So now let's go for the next asset class, that is bullion. Let's select. Let's do add new. Here we have two options, gold and silver. So let's go with gold first. We take the investment date. So probably let's go 1 year behind. So let's go to 2021. Say September 15th of 2021. Okay. Investment price has come in, current price has come in, quantity of grams, say 50 grams, charges, up to you. You want to put the actual charges or just a zero? Save. Now, the value of the gold holdings that you have is shown here. Let's also add a bit of silver. So we select silver, investment date, probably 2020, October 14th. Okay. Investment price and current price is here. As you can see, silver price has dropped. Quantity in grams, say 500 grams. Save. And the boolean has been updated. Assuming you have sold a bit of silver, say you had 500 grams initially and you have sold it, you want to do an edit, come and click the edit button. Instead of 400, since you sold 100 grams, the balance remains 400. Do a save again. As simple as that. So I finished with boolean. Let's go back to my portfolio. As you can see, the boolean values have also been updated into your net worth, rather than my net worth. Let's now look at the next asset class, which are the mutual funds. Let's add a few mutual funds. Okay, when we come and add the mutual funds, you have two options. It could be a one-time investment into one of the mutual funds, or it could be a systematic investment plan. So let's do both. Let's first take up a one-time investment, right? So this is a one-time investment of mutual fund. You got some money, you wanted to invest into the mutual funds, so you put it into a scheme once and for all. So what? Let's pick up one mutual fund. It could be, say, ICICI Prudential Small Cap Index Fund. Let's look for that. ICICI Prudential Small Cap Index Fund. Index Fund Nifty. Let's look at the options. Yes, regular small cap index fund, regular growth, fund direct growth. So what we are going for is small cap index fund, regular growth. Investment date was, say, April 13th. Investment NAV was 10.04 and the number of quantities that I had bought that time was 5,000 units. So we go for a save and the same gets added to our portfolio. Now let's look at an SIP. SIP. Yes. So one of my favorite funds is Nippon India Index Fund. Index Fund Nifty Plan Reinvestment. So is that Nifty Plan Direct Plan? Dividend reinvestment. This is the plan. Yeah. So I go for it. I had taken a monthly SIP frequency. First SIP date was in 2020 October and it was 15. Okay. And the SIP amount was 15,000. Yes, this is the one. So I go ahead and do a save. So now my mutual fund portfolio has been updated. So let's go back to my portfolio page. So as you can see, 3 of my asset classes out of the total 8 have already been updated. And the next asset class is the cryptocurrencies. Let's look at cryptocurrencies. Let's add some cryptos into our portfolio. Again, just like equities, we have two ways of adding cryptocurrencies into the portfolio. You can add one by one, or you can do a mass upload through an Excel file. We'll see both. Let's add a crypto coin. Say, let's go to Ethereum. 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 Ether. Okay. Investment date 2020. Okay. Quantity. Say purchased 3 Ethereum. Zero gas charges and save. We have Ethereum in our wallet. As you can see, it's given a return of almost 282% over the 2 years. Now let's look at adding a few crypto coins through the Excel file. Now the Excel file would need to be in this particular format. So there are two coins being added here, Shiba and Bitrise or Bryce. Okay, so let's look at adding this Excel file. It's there in my desktop. So we do add Excel file. Uh, Add Excel file. I've already downloaded the sample and I've updated the file. So we have crypto Excel access. Open. And so we have the upload, mass upload of two crypto coins, Bitget and Shiba Inu. The current crypto balance has been updated. We go to my portfolio and you can see the values of crypto and the other three asset classes on the top row have been updated. And my net worth as of now shows 18 lakhs plus rupees. The next asset class is the fixed income instrument. So let's look at fixed income instruments. So what are these? Let's click on it. Come to add new. Now fixed income instruments could be of two types. It could be a one-time instrument like a fixed deposit in a bank, or it could be an SIP instrument like say for example PPF, or some other monthly instrument like an RD, etc. So we will see how to add both of these. We'll go one by one. Let's start with the one-time instrument. Click on the one-time. Name of the instrument. So what could this be? This could be, let's name it as say SBI FT. SBI FT. Okay. What is the investment date? Investment date, let's go back by around 2 years. Let's say investment date is 2020 October 20, 15th October 2020. Okay, this is start date, investment date. What is the interest rate? Well, the FD interest rate going on now is say 5.1. Investment amount, suppose I put say 5 lakh, 5 lakh rupees. Number of compounds per period. Well, FDs are typically yearly compounding, so we will select yearly. Date of maturity. Let's assume it's a 5 year 5 year FD. So we'll go for 2025 October 15 as the date of maturity. Okay. Number of periods is 5, since it's 5 years. So we see the amount at maturity would be 6,41,185 rupees. And if you break the FD today, the value would be 5,52,300. So we do a save. It got added twice because I get twice maybe. So we'll just delete one. Yes, so we have our SBI FT ready here, added to our portfolio. Now let's add SIP instrument to this. Add new. We go for SIP. Name of the instrument. Let us say it's a public provident fund that we are going in for. So with the bank, that is SBI. So we'll name it as SBI PPF. Okay. Investment date. Again, let's say we started in October 2020. So 2020 October 2020, 15th October. Okay. The investment rate. Interest rate, well, PPF gives a good investment rate. Presently, it's around 7.1%, compounded quarterly, if I'm not wrong, every 3 months. Monthly investment amount, the maximum allowed as on date is 12,500. So we'll go with that. Number of compounds per period. So this is compounded every 3 months. So it is quarterly compounding. Okay. Frequency installment, it's monthly. Okay. Date of maturity. The maturity period of PPF is 15 years. So since we invested in 2020, then the maturity year would be 2035. Okay, so 2030 October, 15th October 2035. Okay, number of periods is 15 since it's 15 years. So as you can see, the maturity amount in 2035 would be 39 lakhs 58,873, whereas the value as on date is 3 lakh 19,000. So we do a save. So both these instruments have been added to our portfolio. The current balance has been updated here. Going back to the main portfolio page, see, the fixed income instruments has been updated and the total net worth has been updated again. Well, let's go with the next asset class, that is real estate. Let's click on real estate. We're taken to add new page, add new. Here all the entries are manual, and the current values also have to be updated by us, by the user. So type of the property, let's select the type of the property. I'll go with the residential property. Property name, say we'll write it as, say, Delhi flat. Okay. Investment date, I purchased this flat in 2014, say 15th of October 2014. Okay. Investment rate per square feet, it was around 5,500 rupees per square feet. Area is 2200. So the total investment amount was 1.2 crores. Broker charges were around 50,000. Okay. Current square feet rate is 9,600. So we do a save. Yes. So we have this updated. Go back to the main portfolio pages. The current value has been updated. The total net worth has been updated. Well, let's now look at liabilities. We need to update our liabilities correctly so that our net worth reflects correctly and gives an actual picturization of the real estate. So let's click on the loans. Normally, most of us have, say, car loans or home loans. So let's add a home loan here. We do an add new. We write the loan. It could be, say, SDFC home loan. The home loan rates are generally hovering around 7%, so let's put it as 7.1%. Loan start date, let's go back by, say, 3 years, so we take 2019, say 15th of October 2019. Okay. Total loan amount at the time it was disbursed was, say, 22 lakhs. After paying EMIs over the past 3 years, assuming that the present principal balance is around 19 lakh 50,000, it could be anything else. So you need to put in the real value as per your statement. EMI date, this is typically the day on which your loan EMI gets deducted. So for me it is 5th, so I've taken it as 5th. EMI amount is the actual EMI that you're paying, say 33,000 per month. So the principal balance as on date after the current EMI, as on 5th of October, is 19 lakh 28,000. We do a save. It's been added to a portfolio. Let's get back to our main portfolio page. So as you can see, uh, the loan value has been deducted now out of the net worth which was showing till the time the previous asset classes were added. So is a correct reflection. Now let's go in for the final asset class, which has been shown as others. Here we can add anything and everything that we assign a monetary value to, and we think that the value may increase or decrease depending on what it is. If it is a painting by a famous painter, probably it will increase as antique value increases. If it is an antique car, the value may probably increase. So uh, the user has to take a call on this, and let's add something. So what do we add? So uh, let me add something called an Indian painting, Indian oil on canvas by MF Hussain. So when did I purchase this? Say I purchased this in 2020, 15th October 2020. Say purchase value was 5 lakh, and say current value based on the research that the user has done is say 6 lakhs. It was saved. So now this particular thing has been added. This painting has been added to my others balance. We go back to the main portfolio page. Now all my asset classes have been updated. My net worth is showing. My portfolio tracker is up to date. In addition to the two functionalities that we have seen till now, we have a blog page here uh, in Wealth Analytica, which would deal with various personal finance issues which are of relevance. There is a watch list. There's a provision for adding watch list on both stocks and crypto. In stocks, for example, we have Tata Elxsi and Ashok Leyland already added. Now, for example, if I need to add, say, mm, Tata Motors, so I add this and do a click here. So now Tata Motors has been added. If I need to see how Tata Motors stock has been performing over a 6-month period, for example, we get to see the variation. It is almost at the same similar levels. Similarly, we can do it with crypto as well. So crypto, I already have 4 coins added to this. Performance of the coin could be seen by its variation in the price depending on the time frame. Well, that's more or less about Wealth Analytica. Shall keep on updating you as and when any new functionalities are added or mm, any topics of interest are discussed. Thank you all.